Hello and welcome. My name is Larry King. I want to thank you for taking a couple minutes and watching this short video that kind of outlines the investment opportunity that we offer. My background, the short version of it is I've been doing this for 30 years, and I, like a lot of people in the downturn of the economy, lost my butt. 2008 through 2012 were disastrous financially and in other ways as well, and I got completely out of the game. The dust is settled. Homes are now actually going up in value, and I'm ready to get back into it. I do, however, need 2 or no more than 3 people that would like to become the bank on real estate deals that I buy. And I'm going to go into that in a fair amount of detail. The short version, or an example of how this would work, just to use some numbers that are easy to understand. If I'm buying a house for, let's say, $90,000, I only buy 3 bedrooms or larger. I buy in established, safe neighborhoods, and they are mostly bank foreclosures. They can be REOs at a bank, they can be HUD, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac homes, and they are ones that don't need structural work, because I don't do structural, but that need cosmetic. Now, they may need upgrading. They may need $25,000 in renovations to gut the kitchen and the bathrooms and put down all new tile. That's the kind of thing that we do. If a house was, let's say, $90,000 and it needs $10,000 in work, and once it's done, it's going to be worth $120,000. Just to have some numbers. So on the market for 90, it needs $10,000 in work, and it's worth $120. $120, if a bank was to make a loan on that, would loan up to 90%, 80% in some instances. The way we work is we never borrow from investors more than 70% of the after repaired value of the property. So if we were going to be buying this house, as an example, and the aftermarket value, which is easy to determine with comps that have sold in the area within the last 60, 90 days, 120 times 70% means the most that we would ever borrow to both purchase, close, and renovate and market that home. The most we would ever borrow from someone like yourself would be $84,000. And almost across the board, it's less than that. 65% is what it usually ends up being. So you would be the bank. We would go to our law firm in Boca. It's called All County Title. It's owned by Jerry Schillian and Debbie Waters. They've been in the business for almost 40 years now. Probably don't like me saying that. And I've been using them 20 years. They're professional. They're both attorneys. They know exactly how to do anything when it comes to real estate. So they will be handling all the closings. You would receive a mortgage, which would be recorded against the property, and the original note, which would be signed at closing. As far as what we pay, excuse me, we pay 10 to 12%. Now, the difference is this. If we're borrowing, let's say, $80,000 in the home we just talked about, I would much rather deal with one investor rather than 2. So if someone's in the beginning only willing to maybe fund $50,000 on a transaction, I understand that. That means I've got to deal with 2 different investors, 2 different mortgages, notes, etc., etc., etc. And I would rather not do that. So if that's the case, then I will pay 10% interest on those 2 mortgages until the property is completed, which is usually 90 days, 120 days. And at that point, pay them off, of course, in full. If someone is willing to fund the entire $80,000 on this deal, as an example, I will pay them 12% interest or 15% of the profit on the transaction, whichever is greater. So that's the incentive to spend a couple more dollars and let me deal with one person rather than multiple people. The way that you're insured, or the way that you're safeguarded, is, of course, the mortgage, which is recorded, showing that there's money that's owed on the property. The note, the original note, which proves the debt and spells out the interest rate and the repayment schedule. And I also do one other thing. I take out a term life insurance policy. If this was, let's say, $80,000, I would take out a term policy for $80,000 plus 10% or plus 12% for a full year, so that worst case scenario, if I keel over from a heart attack or get hit by a truck, then you would get back your original investment plus a year's worth of interest, even though it won't take that long. I'm doing everything I know to do to make this as safe and secure as it's possible. And again, I'm needing 2 or 3 people max that want to do it. Now, I can't ask anyone for a dime for 30 days. The SEC has some fairly ambiguous rules, but the bottom line is, from the attorney's take on it, is that you must have a prior relationship with someone of at least 30 days and having had interaction with them at least 3 times in order to not violate any of the rules and regs. So that's it. I am going to give you your coffee cup on the contact form, which is, I guess, up over there. Click that critter and pop in the comments where I can send the coffee cup, and I will send that out to you. And if it's of interest to you, if this is something that you want to meet eyeball to eyeball, which is the way that I like to do things, look you right in the eye and you can see me and see that I've done this for decades, that I know what I'm doing, and that your money is, a heck of a lot better in something like this than it is a CD at 1%. Or an annuity or a government bond or a lot of the other investment vehicles that are out there. So I look forward to the opportunity to chat with you if this is of interest to you. If not, I want to thank you for your time and your attention. And if you do know someone that might be interested, I would certainly appreciate the referral to them. Thank you so much. Hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.